Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to Mixed Media Frenzy. That's where we all take the same sketch or layout, and today it is going to be a layout for our inspiration. And this is our layout, and what I'm going to use for inspiration is the stenciling and the greenery. I'm going to move my photo to the left, but otherwise it's going to have the same basic shape. I'm just not going to have all the all the stenciling or stamping. And I'm explaining there that I'm going to move it over to the left. The picture, that is. And the stencil I'm using is a crafter's workshop, I believe is what it's called. And it's brick, and I'm using my Rusty Hinge ink for the bricks. My favorite ink. I just love that color. And theirs don't go quite all the way to the bottom, but I'm going to keep looking at it and go back and put mine all the way to the bottom. It just looked like it stopped too dead, like a dead halt stop. So I had to have it taper off to make me happy. My rusty hinge is about dried up. It's not as juicy as it was at one time. So I had that spice marmalade, so I rubbed it on there and added water, and I'm going to do sprinkling on there. They're pretty close to the same color, so I thought it'd work. And here's where I remembered that they did have something in the bottom right hand corner, so I had to do some stenciling over there. And the other one I'm going to sprinkle on here is Ponderosa Pine, and it's close to my heart. And there's some flowers that I was planning on fussy cutting out, and there's a really similar color in them. Not a whole lot, but there is some. And so I wanted to make sure I used that color. I went through like 3 or 4 ink pads before I decided on that one, but I thought it was the closest one. This picture is of my daughter and her husband, and I don't know why, but when it printed out, I didn't crop it. It was actually square. I guess she'd put it on Instagram, and I printed it on 4x6 paper. Well, it cropped out like the main thing in the photo. Well, I guess my daughter and her husband are the main thing, but it had the St. Louis Arch behind them, and it's not even there. And I didn't notice it till I was, I think, tying that twine on there. I mean, I already had it adhered down, I know, but I thought, well, where did the arch go? So, yeah, it disappeared. One of the reasons I was using the rusty hinge is because of the background color in the photo. And I seen that polka dot paper, and I thought, oh, that'll go great with it. I mean, it was a perfect match. And then when I looked on the back of it, I seen the flowers, and I thought, well, I can add flowers to the greenery. So I fussy cut a bunch of flowers out just for that. And let's see. Yeah, see that orange color in the background? It's kind of my dad would have called it prairie tan. He had a car one time, a station wagon, and the dealer said it was prairie tan, and so he would have called it that. And let's see, where am I at? Oh, the title on the original layout, the inspiration one, only is one word, but they repeated it. They had it up there at the top of the page and at the bottom of the page. And if I'd had 3 of something that was the same thing, I might have done that. Well, I looked, so I guess I would have done it. But I found this one instead, and it's craft colored. So I added some rusty hinge to it to make it go just a little bit better. And of course, it says love of life. And they do love to go out and do things and try new things. No, none roller coaster rides or zip lining or anything like that, but they still like to go do things. Luke would probably do those things, but my daughter won't. She does not like roller coasters or anything with height very much at all. So she's the one that keeps them from doing those things. The die that I'm using is a diamond press die, and their greenery had bigger leaves, and I do have one with bigger leaves, but they were quite a bit bigger. I think bigger than theirs. So I wanted those flowers, and I needed something that went closer to the same size, but I was still wanted to resemble the inspiration page. So I got the one from the diamond pressed out. And I did take 3 of the hearts out of the thickers package, so I am going to add all 3 to the page. And all I'm doing now is scattering. So while I'm scattering the flowers all over the place, I'm going to mention that down there below is the links to all the other gals doing Mixed Media Frenzy. And you'll find loads of inspiration. And if you want to try the same layout with the same sketch, it'll be posted in the Mixed Media Frenzy group. And we would love to see your inspiration that you get off of the same layout. And let's see, where am I at now? Oh, I'm up there at the top. I thought about putting a little cluster that came down from the top. And then I thought, well, I could just have that branch go up that way a little bit. And then I've got the diagonal all the way across. Theirs isn't quite like that since I have the picture on the right-hand side. But since my subjects are facing, well, my daughter's more to the right and Luke's facing forward. But yeah, I had to move my picture over to the left. Well, I didn't have to, but I wanted to. Because it could be looking off the page at something we cannot even see. But yeah, I moved it over to the left. And I wanted a couple of the flowers look like they're just kind of blowing in the breeze. So a couple of them are. Y'all will be so surprised. I usually and more, but I refrained from doing and more. I thought it looked pretty good and ended up stopping before I got all that's on there. Well, I'm going to have one piece of greenery and one flower left, I think. But I don't put them on there. So yeah, I stopped. I showed some restraint. And yeah, it's one of the gold colored ones. Well, I guess this is it. I'm going to look at the page and think, nope, I can't see another place to put them. And I did have those buttons out, planning on using one, but I couldn't find a place for them either. So that's it. That's my layout. And I did use clear gesso on it before I did anything else. Well, I used the gesso on there 2-3 weeks ago. I did a whole bunch at once. But yeah, there's my fussy cut flowers, and they are Echo Park. I don't remember what collection, but I'm assuming probably that it's autumn one, unless it's that western one. Well, I think that one's Cartabella. So yeah, it is Echo Park. And I love that die, that Crafters Workshop die with the bricks. And if my modeling paste had been thicker, I would have used it on there. Somehow, some way, I would have. But it's new and it's thin, and I haven't figured out a way to make it thicker. Well, I did add some of the modeling paste that I had that was all dried out to it. It helped a tiny bit, but not enough. It seeps right underneath the stencil. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to break down and buy some more and buy the kind I had before. I think I'll be much happier doing that. But if you leave a comment below, I'll get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so much. I hope you all have a happy, scrappy weekend. Yeah, today's Friday. Well, when the video goes up, it'll be Friday. But have a happy, scrappy week. Bye.